While BRICS nations are putting in the work of strengthening the bloc's trade relations ahead of the BRICS Simulation Conference in Cape Town next week, China is hosting local businesses at the 7th China International Import Expo. Newzroom Afrika's Ntokozo Khumalo is there. Ntokozo, it's a rather intimate conference this time around. What does the day hold?
Good morning, Emmanuel. By the looks of it, it is rather intimate. About 150 guests expected to be hosted here today. A mix of Chinese and South African businesses, and really the aim of this conference is to expose South African businesses to some of the opportunities that lie in that Chinese market, which is, of course, a huge market, 1.2 billion population, so a lot of opportunities that South African businesses can tap into there. And Iman, what the focus is really, and these are discussions that BRICS nations have been having even before those other nations joined to make it BRICS Plus, is to ensure that the trade that is seen amongst the BRIC nations actually trickles down to SMMEs and entrepreneurs, smaller businesses on the ground. So the aim of today is really more about information sharing to ensure that South African businesses do know how to penetrate that market legally and really may take advantage of the BRICS trade bloc. And as you rightfully said, Iman, it's ahead of next week, wherein the countries will actually be sharing information and some IP and industry knowledge to sort of set a benchmark on the kind of trade and business that we should be seeing coming out of the bloc, Iman.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see exactly how, in particular, medium and small enterprises can benefit from any of these. We know we already sit with quite a significant Ntokozo trade deficit between South Africa and China. I know a lot of our exports to that country would be in mining and related materials, and our largest export to China is agricultural projects. But we are sitting with an estimated $11 billion trade deficit there, and this is something South Africa really has to correct.
Of course, Iman, and it's really having their work cut out for them, because it's internal issues that we need to resolve here to boost our trade, but it's also a mix of some of those geopolitical tensions that are fueling some of that trade deficits. And as we're going into 2024, we've already heard trade analysts saying that they are expecting to see a lot more friend shoring, where, trade partners kind of really build on those friendships and trade with each other. So South Africa certainly needing to find our position there. And as we're adding those more countries into this trade bloc, where does that then leave South Africa? We are currently on the continent, China's biggest trading partner. So seeing those other countries enter the bloc, what will that mean? We are likely to start seeing some of those answers, but a lot of the work, Iman, needing to be done here at home to relieve some of those logistical bottlenecks that the country still reels with, and that does affect, that trade deficit, whether we close that gap or we see it widen even further.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on this one. Thanks, Ntokozo, for that update. Ntokozo Khumalo, who is at the this China International Import Expo, which is taking place here in the province.